Alright, hey everybody, this is CoasterCrazy10, and welcome to my LP of Jak and Daxter, the very first one for the PlayStation 2. This game came out in the early 2000s, and it is an action-adventure kind of platforming game. It's one of the best platforming games for the PS2 in my opinion. Actually, this is one of my favorite games on the PS2. And I hope you guys enjoy this LP, and I will try my best to be entertaining. This is the first time I've done this, so please cut me a little bit of slack if I'm a little boring sometimes. Alrighty, so Jak and Daxter is the first game in a three-part series called the Jak series, and in my opinion, as I said before, this is the best of the series, and I'll show you more about that as we get into this LP.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose? And why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy. Oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of Green Eco, one of the wisest men on the planet.
I've played through this game so many times, and it still makes me laugh. It's fantastic writing.
Research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jak, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
Huh?
What are we doing here anyway, Jak? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly.
That's Dark
Sage
Eco, by the
yaps
way.
on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crap? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? Jak, I think we're in trouble! Man, that stung!
And this is where we see Daxter in his form that everyone really identifies him with.
What? Okay. I'm fine.
Oh my gosh. And this is Samos. You heard him in the beginning.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
I was...
Don't tell me! Instead of heeding my wisdom, The two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go, Misty Island.
That's right. And then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the 3 sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it, if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment.
Conveniently.
All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer! You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we?
Yes.
Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty, so here's the basically what you'll be doing for most of Jak and Daxter.
This device is a communicator.
Oh,
With it, my
shut up,
father and I
Kira.
can give you advice at any time during your quest. These floating egg-shaped things are precursor orbs. Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange.
Yeah, so pretty much, you know, it's a pretty straightforward control scheme. This is obviously just the tutorial. I've always checked over here and there's nothing. So pretty much the object here is just to learn the controls and everything. If anyone's playing along, obviously you'll find out X is jump, circle is a spin attack, square is a punch, and if you jump and you press square, you do a dive attack. If you can crouch with R1 and jump. Other than that, though, it's a pretty straightforward control scheme. That is a rolling attack. You roll with R1 and then you press X to jump at the very end of the animation. And then this is green eco. That's pretty much your health. If you get 50 little green ecos, you get a little additional health pack, sort of.
Artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-Grab zoomer.
Yeah. And there's our first power cell. They do get harder, obviously, to get as time goes on, but as Kiera said, that's going to be what you want to be collecting. But I'd also recommend always collecting all the precursor orbs and everything as well, because they're worth having. Definitely, you will need to have a lot to earn power cells for people.
To break one of these boxes, you should jump in the air and then dive down onto it, hands first.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, the dive attack in the air is jumping square, so just do that on these boxes whenever you see them, and you'll get the scout flies, and if you get all 7, you get a power cell. Pretty simple, but they're usually scattered about the level. They're not usually just concentrated right there, so.
Wow! That last scout fly had a power cell. I'll bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
That's blue eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
Yeah, pretty much just blue eco. You can run fast, and then if you're close to a power cell or green eco, it'll attract you, so that it's not just, you don't have to run quite straight into them.
Notice how each blue eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
Oh.
This is a precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling blue eco through your body.
I wasn't paying attention if they cut off my blue eco supply, but I'm pretty sure you can make that.
That's a blue eco vent. More concentrated than the floating clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of blue eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
Oh, that's nice. There we go. And there's a power cell. So yeah, this tutorial world is fairly easy. There's not a whole lot going on. I'm going to make sure that I collected everything over here really fast. So I'm pretty sure I got everything since I had the eco.
All kinds of precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years.
Okay, I'm pretty sure if you fall down there, you are kind of screwed. You have to go all the way back. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. Okay. Oops. Come on. And the rolling jump is the fastest way to get around. No problem. No question about that. Okay, that's nice. Come on! And you'll notice I'm very obsessive about getting all these orbs. I'm going to try to go for 100% completion in terms of orbs. I usually miss an orb, or, like, just a few. Also, you can do... Oh, that didn't work. You can, like... Yeah, if you dive attack and you press X at the right time, you can use these as a trampoline kind of thing. It's fun to go up all of them like that. Did I miss any orbs? Nope.
Those little green balls of energy on the ground are a
Yeah, I already explained this.
Pick up 50 small green ecos or one big green one to increase your health.
Yes, thank you, Samos. If I need to get somewhere high, I usually just crouch and jump. It's easier.
You can jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
I think we would have figured that out by now. And another power cell. Now, each time you get a power cell, you get a slightly different animation. There's a bank of them, but there's enough to keep things interesting. Yep, and then this is just a transport. You activate it with Blue Eco, and then it'll take you back to, in this case, back to the start. Let's go back to the Green Sage's hut and see what he has to say. Because we finished his obstacle course very quickly.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay in chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
Alright guys, sorry for that cut. The software that I'm using only allows me to record 15 minutes at a time apparently, so I definitely need to be more conscious of that in the future. However, with that being said, I think it's about time to end this part off. Got through the tutorial, so next time we're going to run through the village and hopefully unblock Samuel's powers, green eco vents, sorry, and we'll see what else we can do in terms of getting some more power cells. So I'll see you guys then.